What's up, Farmer family? How y'all doing today? Today, we have Pickleball Paddle Pairing Episode 2. This is featuring a different participant. My brother is going to be our third paddle panel expert. If you watched the last one, you know how this goes, so you can skip forward through this part. But basically, what's going to happen is the person's going to come forward. They're going to say who they are. They're going to say a few things about their background. We're going to ask them a few questions. We're going to watch their gameplay. And then after we watch their gameplay, we're going to suggest paddles to the camera. And then John will take the paddles and give all of them to the participant at the exact same time. They will play with them for about a week, then come back and tell us to the camera which one they like the best. And then you in the video, you will know who picked the paddles way before the participant will. The participant will not know until after they pick. But yeah, comment down below and let us know what you think about this series. We have a giveaway at the end, so stay tuned for that. But let's get into this, y'all.
Welcome back to the second episode of Paddle Pairing. The first episode was a blast. Had a great time. Real glad that he picked my paddle. This week is different. We've got Caitlin, and it's going to be a great time. I'm hoping again to win. But I want to tell you just a little bit about myself. My name is John. I own Hometown Pickleball. I sell pickleball paddles as a full-time business. I've got a website, hometownpickleball.com, that I sell off of. If you go to that website and you buy something from grips to paddles, whatever it is, there's a code FARMER that you're more than welcome to use. It'll get you 10% off. Also, that will give Farmer Lanky a little bit of a kickback, and I know he appreciates that. This last week was one of the just exact reasons why I love this game of pickleball and selling these paddles. I had a customer that actually lives fairly close to me that came to buy a paddle. I have a court at my place, so I was able to hit some balls with her, gave her a paddle recommendation. At first, she was very skeptical, but after convincing her I felt this was the right paddle, she decided to go with it. This has been about 2 weeks ago. This morning, I got a message from her. Said, John, thanks so much for this paddle. It absolutely has helped my game more than I ever expected. I'm loving it, and I'm so thankful for the service. That's what I want to be when you think of Hometown Pickleball. That person getting the right paddle in the right person's hand, willing to take the time to get to know my customers.
What's up, y'all? Farmer Lanky, aka Lynn. I run this YouTube channel. I'm going to tell you a few things about myself. I'm also a cattle farmer. I used to run another YouTube channel called Farmer Lanky Reacts, where I reacted to music from basically every country, and I would translate it into English, and I would break down the meaning of it. So much fun. But I'm out of that. Now all I do is literally beef farm, pickleball, and a little bit of gardening. I'm also a freshwater fish aquarium hobbyist. I don't know if any of y'all are, but if you are, comment down below what kind of fish y'all got. And if y'all have any hobbies, that you think I'd be interested in, I'm always interested in taking up extra hobbies. But that's enough talking about me. Let's get into the rest of this Pickleball Paddle Pairing Episode 2, y'all.
My name's Caitlin. I grew up playing all sorts of sports, basketball, soccer, rain track, played college soccer, and then I found pickleball about 2 years ago, and it kind of filled that void of having something competitive for me to do, and I absolutely just fell in love with it. So I've been playing about 2 years now. I'm hooked, play multiple times a week, and it's turning into one of my favorite sports and one of my favorite things to do. A few months ago, I started playing with the Yola Magnus 3, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I thought it was the perfect paddle for me. I love the pop it had. I love my resets with it. And it recently just became delisted, and so now I'm trying to figure out what paddle to play with. I'm still kind of mad that it's illegal right now, but I'm here trying to figure out a new paddle that's similar to that one because I just loved it so much for my play.
So Caitlin, I was in the same boat you were. I fell in love. I wasn't the Magnus. I actually like the Simone. Same transition. I love my drop shots. I love my resets. I love the power of the put away, keeping them deep, and struggled. So I have a couple questions. Now that you switch back, what paddle did you have before the Magnus?
I have the Warrior Diadem that I'm using.
So the Warrior Diadem Edge, was it?
Yes.
And when you switch back, what do you feel you're missing?
I definitely don't think it has the same pop. It took me a little bit to get used to the resets again because I think it comes off a little softer, which I love the control that it has, but I definitely miss a lot of the pop that I had before.
Okay, so the pop is one of the parts that you're missing. When you're playing pickleball now, is there a position or shot you kind of feel like you're not able to do that you could do with that other paddle?
Yeah, I think my drives struggle a little bit. I think that was one of my advantage points with the Yola. And so I think my drives just aren't quite as hard as what they were before. And so I'm having to readjust and learn that maybe that's not always the best shot.
Now, when you're playing, do you ever put your double hands and do a two-handed backhand, or are you single?
No, I just do the single.
Single.
What do you consider the strongest part of your game?
Probably my power. I think is probably what sets me apart a little bit.
So are you like a drive and crash, or you sit back and drop on the fist?
I like to drive, crash. I love overheads. I really try to use power as often as possible.
Did you struggle anywhere like in transition or trying to get your resets back much?
Yeah, resets not as much. My drops sometimes struggle, especially my backhand drop.
Do they sail or do they go into the net?
Into the net most of the time.
So, when it comes to tournament play, what was the last tournament that you placed or got a medal in?
Yeah, I played in a tournament in Louisville, and it was a 4.045 combined, and we got gold in that one. So,
And I'm guessing you were using the Yola Magnus.
I was, yeah.
Are you the dominant player where you're the one going over doing the speed ups, needing a poppy paddle to basically get stuff engaged?
In women's, yeah.
And then what do you do when you're playing in mixed?
My mixed partner, he's a power player too. So we kind of normally that's how we beat teams is by we kind of overpower them. We both like to play fast and speed up as often as possible.
All right, so picking out a paddle, this is kind of a personal decision because I was a Yola Gen 3 person. I played with it, loved it. And when I got done, when it became illegal, delisted, whatever you want to call it, I had to find a new paddle. And so my first instinct was this Pulsar. I absolutely went to the Pulsar FX, loved it. To me, it fit, had nice, wide, even playability from control to power, similar to the Yola Gen 3. But after watching her play, talking with her, I noticed that her Magnus was a 14 millimeter, where this FX is a 16 millimeter. I was a little concerned that might not fit her as well. And I want to win this. I got two guys competing against. And so then I played with this, pursued a little bit, MX Pro. A lot of things I like about this paddle. I like it's made in America. Great paddle, good pop, good power, but I'm afraid it's going to be just a little bit too poppy. And so my decision is the Edge 18K Speed. It's 14 millimeter. It's got good power. It's got decent control. I'm hoping this is the paddle she chooses. We're going to get it to her and see what she says.
Okay, so when it came to Caitlin's gameplay, she is a very aggressive, really hard-hitting player. Clearly, she liked the Yola Magnus. I'm not a big Yola Gen 3 person. Unlike other people in this video, she's not going to choose theirs. But yeah, I had three choices. One was the Grooven Laser 16X. This one's going to be the softest out of the three, but it's got decent plow through, really good spin, and just an overall quality paddle. It's elongated. The swing weight of it's 117, so it's not overly heavy for her. Then the other option was the Thrive Azul 16. It's a lot stiffer. It's more of a poppier paddle. Doesn't have the reach that elongated has, which is what she's used to. So I decided not to choose that one either. So I went with the PaddleTech Bantam TKO C 14.3 millimeters. Okay, I love this paddle. I like the 12.3 more, but I feel like she's going to like this better because it's got a bigger sweet spot. It's still around the same swing weight, and it allows her to be crazy aggressive. Everyone I played against this last weekend was using these. They were always aggressive, and she is going to pick this and just run through people.
So for me, it really came down to two paddles, honestly. So for me, it was between the Ronbus Pulsar FX R3, which this is my daily use paddle. But after considering it for a bit, I thought maybe it might be a little too head heavy for her. So instead, I went with the Pursuit Pro 1. So I think this is going to give her exactly what she needs to be aggressive. And since she does like to crash off her drives and stuff, I really think this will fit her play style. So we're going to go with this, and hopefully this is what she chooses.
I want to talk about a company called Ronbus. They're the sponsor of this video, and they are the reason that we are having this giveaway. If you guys have been following me from the very beginning, some of the very first paddles I reviewed were their Generation 1 raw carbon fiber paddles. The R1.16, R2.16, and R3.16. All three of them were really good paddles, and from that point on, I started reaching out every time they dropped a new series. Right now, I'm using the R2 Pulsar FX, which in my opinion, it's the best paddle in pickleball. It is a wide body. Dong, the owner of Ronbus, knows what he's doing. He is great at engineering, futuristic stuff and being progressive instead of just staying stagnant like a lot of the other companies are. But yeah, if you're interested in any of their paddles, I do have a code for them for $20 off. It's FarmerPB. If you use that at checkout, I will get a kickback from that. But yeah, this is a company that I have really, really enjoyed testing their paddles and playing with them. And if you've played with a Ronbus paddle, comment down below and tell me which one you enjoy the most. I'm always curious to hear about that. But yeah, go check them out on the website. They're a really good company.
All right, so I have the 3 different paddles that the guys picked for me. The first one is the D&M Edge 18K, the Speed Pro, the Engage Pro 1 6.0, and then the Paddletech Bantam TKOC. So just starting off with this paddle, it had a lot of pop. I really loved my drives with this one, but I also felt like my resets were really good with this one too. It had a lot of the qualities that I was really looking for. The Pursuit Pro definitely had a whole lot of pop. I felt like the sweet spot on this one was really big, and I could really drive in it and speed it up, which I loved. And then the D&M Edge, this paddle is so light. I love being up at the kitchen line because it was so light. It was easy once you got into a quick hands battle up there, and the drives were also really good. The guys did a great job picking all 3 of these paddles. All 3 of them had the power and the pop that I was looking for, that I've been missing. And honestly, if I had enough money, I would have one of each of these paddles because I liked them all. Played with all of them for probably about a week to make sure which one I liked. And every single time I kept coming back to one that I liked a little bit more. And that one was this Paddletech, the Bantam TKOC. I really loved the shorter handle on this one, just because that's what I was used to. But I also felt like the power with this one was great. But my drive specifically, I felt like I was able to really drive it, but that I weren't sending them long, which is sometimes an issue with me if I just have a power paddle. But my resets were great with this. My dinks were great. My drives were great. And honestly, I felt like this one was just the most similar for what I was looking for. And for what I've been missing, the YOLO paddle. But yeah, this one I absolutely fell in love with. But yeah, so whoever picked this one, good job. Thank you guys. I appreciate all of you all though. It's a blast playing with all 3 of these paddles. And like I said, like all 3 of these are very, very good paddles that I would love to have. So
Guess who won? This guy. Oh man, there's no lie to tell. I was so worried. When John picked the D&M Edge Speed and my brother picked the Engage Pro 1, I was like, I'm in trouble. I was like, this is going to be a very tough decision on her. And hey, if it wasn't for Paddletech making the TKOC so good, mine wouldn't have got picked. But I instantly knew she came from the YOLO Magnus 14 millimeter, had a lot of pop and power. I knew that this was definitely going to give me a chance to win, and I'm so glad I won one on my own YouTube channel, because it would have been rough if John kept winning. But yeah, in the future, the loser is going to either come in and do the outro, or they're going to show up in the outro in either a weird outfit or something goofy. That way there's, some stakes on the line. But yeah, stay tuned. We have a giveaway right after this, but I hope y'all enjoyed this, and if you did, smack that like button. For this giveaway, we have a Ronbus Pulsar FX R1, a FX R2, and an FX R3. We've also got a Ronbus hat and some Ronbus overgrips. To enter this giveaway, you need to like, subscribe, and comment which paddle is your main paddle, and also fill out the Google document form in the description. YouTube is also not sponsoring this giveaway, and winners will be announced August 22nd. The order we're giving away the paddles is the Ronbus R1 FX and the grip tapes first, the Ronbus R2 FX and the edge tape second, and Ronbus R3 FX and the hat third. And I will not be using your information for anything other than this giveaway. Thank y'all for participating. Good luck on winning these paddles, a hat, or grip tapes.